Good morning, Browne Earl from Bristol, Virginia here, and today I'm continuing with our reading on a book from Grant Cardone. Wait a minute. Yeah, you have to do everything backwards so it gets messed up. Millionaire Booklet, How to Be Super Rich by Grant Cardone. And today we are on chapter 3, step 1. So we're starting to get a little more serious here today, so pay attention. Anyway, okay, step 1, the Millionaire Deecidion. As I said earlier, the biggest mistake is to think becoming a millionaire is impossible. People simply don't think it can happen. So the first thing you have to do is decide to become a millionaire or multimillionaire or a billionaire if you want. You have to decide, and then you must reinforce that decision over and over and over again. Put a stake in the ground right now. I am going to become very, very rich. I will not judge you negatively for making this decision. When you tell someone who has created wealth that you want to get rich, they will not frown or judge you negatively. They will pat you on the back and say something like, "Great, you can do it. And by the way, you should." So here we have another quote from Grant. It is, "Put a stake in the ground right now. I am going to become very, very rich." That's your lesson for today. You have to go put a stake in the ground. Then he goes on to say, those who have created wealth understand that creating financial freedom is a worthy adventure. It is possible for anyone. Remember, more than 80% of all millionaires today are self-made, what's called first generational, meaning they created their millions without inheriting the money. 80%, guys. 80%. Think about that. You can do this. Now, before that little automatic voice in your head says for the millionth time, I don't want to be rich, or I just want enough to be happy, you should understand 2 points. Number 1, getting rich isn't just about you. And number 2, limiting yourself financially invalidates your abilities, because you can do this. Let that sink in. Go back and rewind this. Most of us are convinced to settle for basic necessities: clothes, a house, transportation, time off, maybe an upper management position, and some money. I'm sure it's going to say in the bank. Yep, some money in the bank. This is called the middle class. The middle class is for those who settle for just enough rather than striving for prosperity. We all can do this, guys. You really can. The middle class life is a compromise, and it's selfish. When you compromise your finances, you become unable to help others because you are struggling to simply take care of yourself. The other part of this is the constant invalidation of you. You are capable of way more than you know. So why set reasonable financial goals? For my entire life, I have had this constant gnawing in me that knows I can do more, achieve more, create more, give more, and help more. And I am most unhappy when I give up on that gnawing idea, and most happy when I am pursuing it. This is so true, guys. All my life, I've had that ache in my belly, and I know I can do it. And I've changed my attitude where I don't look at it as just it'd be a nice possibility, a nice dream, and all this stuff. You gotta believe it. You've gotta know that you are worth doing for. You matter. You can do this. You put your goals on something, and you can achieve to be extremely comfortable and rich in your life. Enough of that. Let me go back to read. Oh, it's another quote. Settling for a middle-class life is a compromise, and it's selfish. Right on, like I was saying, because when you reach your financial goals and your success, you can turn around and help others. And it is the most rewarding feeling in the world. It's just wonderful. It's free and easy, and you can put smiles on people's faces. And I'm going to go off on another babble, so let me go back here. But enough of the exotic, and back to the material world. You can earn $80,000 a year or $400,000 a year and still struggle depending on where you live and your responsibility level. Just because someone makes more money than a person born in some starving village in a third world country doesn't mean they are much better off. The argument is you have a cell phone, internet access, running water, and electricity. Be grateful. That's code for make sense of your situation. But not having enough money doesn't make sense. A man once told me, how do you make sense of insanity? The answer is you don't. And not having enough money is insane. The idea that someone would only need enough to be comfortable or adequately satisfied or have more than others as a way to justify his or her condition is ridiculous. The middle class is billions of people convinced by politicians and media to turn your money over to those smarter than them, settle down in a nice house, reducing your ability to move for the next 30 years, and be a civil, law-abiding taxpayer who is grateful how much better off you have it than those who have less. This is powerful, guys. Hey, Laura. Oh, another quote. Not having enough money is insane. Right on. Make a decision right now to become a millionaire and debunk all the ideas that idolize the mythology of the middle class. The temporary comfort provided by the house, nice school, a couple of BMWs, a 401k, and 2 weeks off is nothing compared to creating massive wealth, where you could have 10 of them cars if you wanted, or 3 or 4 homes in different places of the country, or money to blow when you're retired. The first step to becoming a millionaire is to make a decision, and that requires you lose your middle class mind and then get your millionaire mindset. You must lose your small, defensive, take no risk thinking. It has never been easier to get rich, but it is still impossible if you don't change your mind. Your mindset is so important. You're so much better than just settling. That's what you were taught as you're growing up. Get a job, work for it, earn it. You know, it's just all wrong. There's so much money in the world today in so many ways to create wealth, but it will not happen if you settle. You can't settle. Don't ever settle, guys. There's always a bigger, brighter rainbow on the other side of the road. That's from me. Many will disagree with me on this, but I believe millionaire is today's new middle class. In fact, many millionaires still find themselves struggling. If you want to get really rich, you'll need 10 times, 20 times, or even 100 times of $1 million. Here's another quote. The first step to becoming super rich is decide, and then you must lose your middle class mind. Decide you're going to become rich and forget about the middle class values. Move on, move up. Get wealthier now while you can. That last part was from me. Use my 10-time planner and start affirming your millionaire status every morning, every night, and every time you have a setback. Make the decision right now. I am going to be very, very, very rich, and I am going to help a lot of people in the process. When you start to doubt the possibility, take out this little book and reread it and trust me to help you get there. Y'all got to get this book. The link is with the video. You don't need to trust yourself at this point. Simply put your trust in someone who has done it. When I first started studying wealthy people, I put my trust in them because I could not yet trust myself. It's like me. I have an over 7-figure mentor that's helping me, and I know that I'm going to get there. Guys, get yourself this book. It works. It will open your mindset to so many different ideals, and you can and you will become wealthy. Don't settle for second best. Reach for the stars. They're there to grab. God bless. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.